Hello everyone and welcome back to Gran Turismo 7. We're starting this one off with another roulette ticket. Let's see if we can get anything good from this one. It's actually a massive 4 stars, so hopefully we can get something worth more than 2,000 credits from this one. 5,000. I mean, I guess it's more than 2. It's just never on our side, is it? Anyway, let's get into the episode. What are we doing today? We're heading off to the cafe and we will open up the next menu book. This one is the World Touring Car 700. So this will be a lot of fun, I think. Another championship. So yeah, without further ado, let's just get into it. 700 pp cars. Let's go. So to race in this championship, we are going to purchase a new car, and we need something from the Group 4 range, or at least that is what's recommended. So we're going to go with the Suzuki because, well, I mean, it's a Suzuki, you can't go wrong. Anyway, let's grab this one and yeah, get ready to race in the World Touring Car 700. Level up. Do we get anything? Oh yeah, we get a helmet. Nice. Alrighty, let's go. Alright, so first race is at Trial Mountain. I said that really strangely. Trial Mountain. There we go. Alright, let's just get into it. We've got a brand new car to try out in this one, so I'm looking forward to seeing how this little beast goes around the Trial Mountain circuit. 3, 2, 1, and away we go for the World Touring Car 700 in the Group 4 cars. Let's see how we go into the first corner, carrying a bunch of speed there, running straight into the back of the next car. So maybe overestimating our car just slightly there, but we do actually get past and up into 19th position. So let's see if we can close up to 18th, as we are understeering a lot through that left-hander. Couldn't get anywhere near the apex, so hopefully that's not a sign of the handling of this car. We go around the outside and again we understeer right into the outside wall. So definitely overestimating what this car is capable of as we try again to go to the outside, lift off that time to avoid too much of that understeer. But yeah, this car's just not really turning into the corner, though when we get to the straight we have a bunch of straight line speed, so that's not really what I was expecting from this car. I would have thought, you know, something small like this would be good in the corners and maybe, you know, struggle with straight line speed, but we are absolutely zooming along the back straight here out of the tunnel. And yeah, it looks like the maybe more so the acceleration rather than the actual top speed of the car as we understeer into the outside wall there and lose 18th position. We drop into 19th once again, turning in a bit too early there, and that pinballs us into the outside wall. So we're really struggling at the moment to come to grips with this car, and the car itself just isn't a big fan of these types of, or of any corners, to be honest. We barge our way through and are back up into 18th position. We might go for a big lunge here down the inside and try and get 17th position right back. Big dive there, contact, but we will try and get through, bump into the wall though, and we'll drop that spot yet again and remain in 18th for the time being. So yeah, it's not been a great start to this one, but hopefully things will improve for us as we are gaining again along the straight. So let's see if we can grab P17 through the first few corners, and we will. We can actually carry good speed through those sort of high speed corners. So yeah, this car's kind of baffling to me at the moment. It's sometimes has a lot of understeer, and yeah, it's quick along the straights. It's, yeah, certainly not what I was expecting from this car. But anyway, we go for a double dive and we find a mountain on the inside, and that's not going to be particularly beneficial to our lap speed, and yeah, we don't get a chance to take that position. But we have made overtakes, and we're up into P16 now as we try to get a nice exit onto the back straight. Let's see what we can do here in the slipstream. Can we make a move as we go to the right, finding a narrow gap there, and we will get through up into 15th position, and we'll see if we can grab P14 as we head towards the hairpin, and we will get that one as well. We continue on then to the start of lap 3, and we get past the 13th place car in an absolute flash there. Very quick through that section of the circuit, but you can see the understeer still through the tunnel. But anyway, we're up into 13th now. Let's keep pushing on. We continue on to the start of the final lap then, and we finally start catching the car in front, and you can see once again very quick through that first section of the circuit. We've got a whole gaggle of cars in front of us. I thought points were out of the question a lap ago, but maybe now we will have a chance. So let's see as we try and go for a gap around the outside. That quickly disappears, and the understeer sends us right into the wall. Big lunge up the inside again, no space there. We find a mountain on the apex. So yeah, we need to try to take advantage of this situation if we can. With so many cars close together, we can make positions here, but the understeer in the corners is still holding us back. Let's try and get a decent run onto the straight. Didn't really happen. We didn't carry enough speed through the left-hander leading onto this straight, so that's made things very, very difficult for us. We will try some classic Gran Turismo tactics through this left-hander to see if we can find any time through this corner. So here we go, round the outside, trying to use the barriers to wall ride, but that doesn't really work for this car. We lose all our momentum on the exit, and that doesn't really help us at all, and that basically just puts us back where we were at the start of the lap. Big lunge up the inside, slight bit of contact made, but we get the move done finally and up into 10th position. Now another big lunge up the inside, but that ain't gonna work for us, and we'll be at risk, and we do lose at 10th position once again, down into 11th. So yeah, this was an opportunity and it hasn't worked for us, and on the final lap we are absolutely nowhere, and yeah, this car just isn't good enough. We dropped to 12th as we are just trying absolutely everything. Nothing's working for us, and we will just about hold on to 12th position. Maybe actually we might get 11th back. That'd be very close, but we will get there, and that doesn't really help us at all. But yeah, tough race. This is going to be a very difficult championship. Maybe we will need to switch to a new car, but we don't exactly have a large amounts of cash to do that, so yeah, we will have to see how that goes. Anyway, on to the second race of the championship then, and we are heading to Catalunya for this one. So hopefully this track will favour us a little better. Let's just get into it. Alrighty then, so here we go for the race in Spain. Let's hope this one can go a little better, because we will need all the points we can get if we still want a chance of winning this championship, though I don't know if that's even in the question at this point. But we will do our best as we go a little deep into the first corner, but nonetheless we do gain a spot up into 19th position. Let's try and make that 18th as we head through this long right-hander, and we do eventually make that 18th position through said corner. Now into turn 4, we'll see if we can sneak up the inside. We will, and that's P17 for us. So looks like this one at least getting off to a much better start for us, as we are going to go for the lunge a bit on the grass as we make some contact, but we are through and into 16th position now, so 4 places gained in the first sector and a bit. So very good progress at the start of this one. You can see being a little aggressive over the curb there, and that sends us extremely wide into the sand, and that's really been costly on the exit for us. That's something I've noticed with this car. It's very sensitive to mistakes. If you have a moment or bump the wall, hit a curb wrong, it will cost a lot of time in this car. So that's something I really do need to keep in mind. Anyway, running way too deep into the this section of Catalunya that was reprofiled in recent years. Obviously that has not happened in the world of Gran Turismo. I believe all the circuits are laser scanned, so it would be very difficult to update something like that without having to go through the whole process again. But anyway, lunge up the inside and straight over the curbs there. No one cares in Gran Turismo. No track limits here. Well, there is a limit. You can't just go flying across too crazy, otherwise your car will get reset, and that's very annoying. But anyway, there's rules against cheating to some extent, I suppose. We go around the outside into the first corner, and again taking way too much of the curb. Where I'm turning early to try and counteract the understeer, and then the car turns more than I expect, and I just go flying straight over the curbs on the inside, which is not helping. But yeah, you can see I am very much struggling to drive this car. But nonetheless, we have moved ourselves up into P12. So as all over the place as my driving has been in this one, we have made our way up into 12th much earlier than what we did in the trial mountain race. So hopefully that means we can achieve a better result here and get some very decent points, but it's still not going to be easy. So we continue on, and I decided to find out just how far we can take the corner cutting shenanigans, and it turns out quite far. I don't think we should be able to get away with that, and on certain other tracks they would reset your car for doing that, but here at Catalunya they don't seem to care. So that's good, and we're up into 8th position using the speed running strategies there. Moving on again then to the end of lap 4, and once again we're going to see if we can make some ground in this part of the circuit. Big hop over the curbs there, wow, and that sends us a little further off course than we would have liked to have been, but anyway, that has still moved us up into 5th position. So great progress so far in this one. On to the final lap now, and 4 cars still ahead of us, so I don't know if we have a chance of winning this thing, but we're as close as we're going to get at this stage. They're running side by side in front. Big dive across the grass, and we managed to get through literally, and we've given ourselves a bit of extra momentum around the outside as we're trying to control the car, and we're still side by side rubbing panels as we head up into turn 4. This is a great battle as they're still down the inside, and we still can't quite complete the move as we're trying to hold on all the way around the outside, and we might just be able to get it. We'll have the inside line for the left-hander here, and we will finally get through. But that was side by side for 3 whole corners there, and eventually we do grab a 3rd position. And that is the position we will finish in. Unfortunately, we weren't able to take any more places, so 3rd is where we stayed. So yeah, we're still down further than we should be in the championship. We're still going to need a lot to have a chance of sorry about that, to have a chance of even grabbing a top 3 in the championship. Race 3 is at the Nurburgring, so this can only go well. It's the full Nurburgring, the whole Nordschleife, as well as the Grand Prix circuit, so it's going to be a long one. And in fact, I'm just going to spare you from having to watch that race because we only managed 5th position, which was good enough for 8th in the championship. So we're going to need to do this whole thing again anyway. So a purchase of some racing soft tyres, a medium RPM range turbocharger and some fine tuning of the power later, and we are ready to go again. Alrighty then, so here we go, attempt number 2 at this championship, and now that I think about it, if everyone else was on racing softs, that would explain why we were feeling so much understeer. We'll find out in the mid-sector of Trial Mountain if that is the case. But so far things are looking good and we are absolutely flying through the field, even faster than before. Still plenty of understeer, but that was mostly due to just absolutely making a mess of that corner. But yeah, the car definitely feeling much nicer now, and up into 17th position already in this one. On to the end of the back straight then, and we have the next 2 cars in sight, and with a very nice bit of mid-corner speed through there, we might be able to get at least one of these positions on the exit. We will, and the other one we're gaining so quickly through the sort of wiggly bit there, and we move ourselves up into 15th position before the end of the first lap. So this is going much better than the first attempt to try a mountain, and our new and improved Swift is looking very good. We continue on then to the start of lap 2, and we have more cars in sight. We try and go around the outside of the first corner, we get through, and once again we'll try the outside of turn 3, and we carry so much speed through those first 3 corners. It is absolutely insane. Through the lower speed stuff we're still not great, but we can at least hold our ground, whereas before we were always losing time in the low speed stuff as we try and go around the outside. We don't find any space there, and we have a little bump with the wall, but we will eventually make our way through, and we might get another one here up the inside. There is no inside, but we force a gap, and we get through and move ourselves up into P11 before we even move ourselves onto the straight on the second lap. We might get another position soon. There are more cars in sight up the road, and we're very good through this corner on the previous lap. So as they are starting to battle 3 wide up ahead as they head into the left-hander, and they're still running 3 wide as we're going to try and carry some speed here, and we will get a decent enough exit, and we'll get 1 position. We might get a second if we can find a way through. Bump of the inside wall there costs us our momentum, and we'll maintain our position in 10th for the time being, but things are looking good as we get a nice run, big lunge up the inside into the grass, a little bit, some contact made, but 9th position is now ours with 8th in sight, and within sight soon becomes within overtaking range as we go for the move down the inside of turn 1, and we're close enough we might be able to get a nice switcheroo through turn 2, and we move ourselves through and up into P7. Yeah, 7 doesn't rhyme, sorry. On towards the end of lap 3 then, and we will find our way up into 6th position, and we very soon have our sights set on P5, and we have so much straight line speed, and we are able to take that one right away. Now can we do anything about the podium? They're in sight just up the road. We'll worry about 4th position first. We'll try and go around the outside to take 4th, and we will do that inside to move ourselves onto the podium. So we are looking fantastic in this one, and now it feels like we really are in the championship fight. A win would still be ideal, so we're going to still push for that, but it's a good start. Unfortunately though, as we come to complete the race, P3 was all we were able to achieve, so yeah, no more gains there, but still much better, and this time our car is genuinely competitive in the field, so that is good, and it means when we get to Catalunya and the Nurburgring, which were stronger tracks for this car previously, then it should be, yeah, we should be right in the fight. So, yeah, without further ado, let's just move on to Catalunya. Alrighty, so here we go then for Catalunya. Let's see how this one goes as we head down towards the first corner. We're going to go for the big lunge up the inside. Yes, we will. And that is P19 for us. Actually, we're a little bit cautious there in the end. We do eventually take 19th, but we definitely could have been later on the brakes on these soft tyres, giving us plenty of grip as we head through turn 3. And again, gaining a lot of time through this corner. We'll go to the inside, take 18th. We might even try and grab 17th. We have to go onto the grass a little bit to get the car up the inside. But that's P17 for us, and already looking at 16th up ahead as we head towards turn 5. We'll see if we can maybe get this one on the exit. Bit of a push through the corner, and we will have some more momentum on the exit. And that is P16 rather, for us. By the end of the first sector and a bit. So great start for this one, and we will very soon be in the top 15 as we have a good run through the middle sector. This corner that's near flat out in a Formula 1 car, certainly not so in a Suzuki Swift, but nonetheless it's still a good corner. Too deep though into the hairpin. We're going to hopefully be able to maintain our position. We do get away with it, thankfully, and keep 15th place as we are rapidly gaining on 14th as we are probably going to try and go for the dive. No, we're too slow. Ooh, bit of a sideways moment up and over the curbs, and we decide to just fully bail out, T-boning another car though, and that is not an ideal way to re-enter the circuit, I will say, but we get away with it. We probably lost a bit of time out of that, but nonetheless, we're still pointing in the right direction for the most part. As I mean, look at the straight line speed compared to the Viper. That is insane. Here's a replay of that little incident there as it played out. This is the right-hander just before it all started. It was just too late on the brakes here, really, and that's what kick-started the whole thing. Look at the air time, though, on the right side of the car. And here's the rejoin, just way too fast. And I mean, the Viper more or less got away with it. He was basically unaffected. But anyway, we make the move up into 11th position as we continue to find speed and find positions during this race on the second lap now. And we've got a whole gaggle in front of us, which is what we love to see. More cars means more opportunities to overtake. Let's see if we can do the double down the inside. We might even do the triple, maybe even the quadruple, as we have to use the other cars as the brakes a little bit there. Maybe carrying a touch too much speed, but not too bad. And we're up into 7th position with the quadruple overtake along the straight and into the left-hander there. And we may get another one here into the chicane. Yep, that's how it's done. And we'll get another one on the exit of this final corner, pushing them all the way through. And on the exit, we just have the straight line speed, and we're up into P5. Lap 3 of the race now, and we have the podium in sight. But as 4th place, that is our concern. They have the car immediately in front, as we have actually got the race lead in sight just up there. So we are really making a good progress for just the 3rd lap of the race. Around the outside though, and now 4th place is ours. A few corners later and we are sizing up our chances for a podium. We're going to go for the big lunge down the inside, and we will run a little bit deep there, but we get away with it and we're up into 3rd position. Alright, now we have the race leaders in sight as we head through turn 4 on lap 4. We may be able to turn 3rd into 2nd, maybe even into 1st. We're having a look to the outside, no space there. We'll go for the lunge up the inside instead. We can't quite get the lead, but we will grab at 2nd position, and on the exit with the power down, we will grab the race lead for the first time here in Catalunya. and it feels good to finally get here, but it doesn't last long. Moment there into the gravel, over the curbs, and losing a lot of momentum, and we immediately lose the lead after having it for all of about 1 or 2 corners. It is now gone, and we have to try and retake the position. And a pretty bad exit out of the right-hander there, and we're not going to have the opportunity to go for the dive into this left, so we're going to need to wait for the final lap. Our best chance will be into turn 1 with the straight line speed we have, so that will be the focus, to try and get as close as possible by the time we exit the final corner and run down towards the first. So here we go then into the chicane, one of the most important parts of the circuit. Big jump over the curbs though, it sends us completely backwards. Where's the track? As we try and straighten ourselves up, we eventually find it again, and we continue on, but it was a little disorientating at that moment there, and somehow we get away with it and pretty much maintain the gap we had to the leader before. So I don't know how we managed to get away with that, but we have the straight line speed on our side now. We're going to go for the dive down the inside of the first corner, and we're going to run side by side. We can't quite take the lead just with the dive alone, but we will through the corner itself, and that is first place in our possession. And thankfully this time we will manage to hold on to it and take our first win in the World Touring Car 700, and that is crucial for our championship, and that will give us the full complement of 12 points for the race win there. It puts us up into second in the championship, just 2 points behind Yamanaka, who leads the way. So yeah, let's just move on to the Nurburgring and see if we can take it home. Alrighty then, so here we go for the big one at the Nurburgring. Let's see what we can do here, as we are going to go for a look around the outside, inside. No, we can't find it anyway through the first corner. Around the outside of the second corner though, and this is turning into a very awkward overtake. We'll eventually get it done on the traction out of turn 2. But I really wanted to get that move done early, but I just could not find a way past for the life of me there. But anyway, we are running a little wide there. We'll get away with it just about though, and that's the thing with the Nurburgring. Unlike Catalunya and Trial Mountain to a certain extent, in some places, you can't get away with making a mistake here. No runoff at all around this circuit, especially around the Nordschleife, the big outside part of it, the GP circuit. There are a few spots you can get away with a little mistake or two, but for the most part you are kind of on your own. You just have to stay on the road and keep all 4 tyres in contact with the black stuff. In saying that, we do have some pretty good momentum on our side now, and we'll make a move down the inside up into 17th position, so decent start. We may be able to get ourselves into the top 15 by the time we leave the GP circuit. In fact, we've done it right now, up into 15th position right away there, and we have further cars in sight. So yeah, this is one of the trickier corners for me in the GP circuit. It's actually slightly different. I didn't even know until recently. GP circuit to the 24-hour layout. It's a little more open on the second corner. It's just a different chicane. There's 2 right next to each other. Very strange. I do wonder why that is, why they have 2 different chicanes next to each other there. But anyway, still we have put ourselves in 15th. Let's see if we can make that 14th. We've got 1 car just up the road. In fact, we've got 2 within sight at the moment, and with a good bit of cornering speed there, we're up into 14th position, and late on the brakes, sliding up the inside. Had to go on the grass to avoid contact. I think we were understeering in that direction anyway, but we're up another position anyway, and yeah, we've made a bit of a mess of that corner too, but nonetheless we are still gaining time, and we'll make the move, try and squeeze up the inside there. There wasn't much space for us though. We have to stay behind for a bit longer. Where are we going to go? We'll go to the inside here. Leave us some space, man. Thank you very much, and we're through up into 12th position. Moving on then towards this sharp right-hander, we have the chance to take 11th position, and we will take that chance down the inside, and we make a nice move there through Arenberg, I believe that corner is called. I looked up all the corner names before I started commentating this part of the video, and I've forgotten most of them almost instantly. Short-term memory for German words aside, we do eventually catch up to another cluster of cars, and this will put us well into the top 10 if we can clear this little group. So let's see how this goes. We're barging our way through at the moment, and we've put ourselves up into 8th, so already into the top 10. Let's see if we can make it 7th with the straight line speed through this long and narrow part of the circuit. We do make that move, and I'm always scared to go for overtakes at the Nurburgring. As I've mentioned before, I don't always know which way the next corner goes, and you don't want to put yourself on the wrong part of the circuit at the wrong time. But anyway, we've cleared that gaggle of cars, so we have clear view once again, and with that we are up into 5th position. So that was a good part of the race there, and we gained 6 places there in that short sequence. It's not long before we set our sights on 4th position, and we had a little go there, but no move to be made, and we just have to be patient for a little bit longer. And that little jump over the curbs there certainly isn't going to help our cause. We've got the podium in sight though as we head up the hill, so let's see if we can grab it as we head through this fairly straight section now. And there's our chance as we barge our way down the inside, and that's us onto the podium. We continue on to the end of the big long straight though, and as you can see, the front runners are nowhere in sight, so I think it's going to be P3 for us in this one, and with Yamanaka in the lead, I don't think we're going to have enough to win this championship as we plow into the wall. It's not going to work. It's not going to be enough for us, and we're going to need to do this all over again, unfortunately. So yeah, that's a shame, but anyway, P3, and yeah, just didn't work for us in at the Nurburgring. Just couldn't quite get enough, or so you may think, but actually this was the 3rd attempt. I completely cut out the first 2 races of the 2nd attempt, and the race you just saw was race 3 of the 3rd attempt, and in this 3rd attempt at the championship I won the first 2 races, which means we do have enough to win the championship, and we don't need to do it all over again. Thank goodness. That was a tough one, but there we go, 1st place overall. And 100,000 credits for our troubles, 415,000 in the bank now. And of course we get to choose a prize car, and this is actually after the 2nd attempt, because we did get in the top 3, which is the requirement by the game. But anyway, of course we wanted to go for the gold. Which one are we going to go for? We'll go for the middle. We get the Ferrari 308 GTB from 1975. Not bad. And there it is. Our shiny new car to add to the collection, worth $200,000, judging by that value there. So nice. Let's head back to the cafe. Excellent work. You have won the World Touring Car 700. I've got your award ready for you. Go ahead and take it. Fisherman's Ranch, USA. Sardinia Windmills, Italy. New menu book. Collection, Group B Rally Cars. Alright. Well, I think that is just about going to do it for this one. So yeah, I will say thank you so much for watching all the way to the end. I really do appreciate it. This was quite fun in the end, as difficult as this championship was. I did end up enjoying it, and enjoying driving this car after putting the racing soft tyres on. It was actually really nice to drive. Potentially not the most optimal car choice, but a fun one, and that's what's important. Anyway, like I was saying, thank you so much for watching all the way to the end. I really do appreciate it. Feel free to give me some feedback in the comments. It's always very helpful. Other than that, I will see you next time. Goodbye.